There's a place between dreams and reality, where your mind wakes, but your body cannot move. A realm where the boundaries of consciousness blur. This phenomenon is known as sleep paralysis. It occurs when the brain awakens from REM sleep, but the body remains in a state of paralysis. A state where reality and nightmare intertwine. Some say it's just a trick of the mind, others believe it's more than that. A gateway to the unknown, the spiritual realm, a space of void. They know something watches from the darkness, something that waits. An entity that thrives in the shadows. They just never tell you what. Metaphysical theories suggest that entities from another dimension can interact with us during this vulnerable state. A moment when the veil between worlds is at its thinnest. If you've ever woken up but couldn't move, this story is for you. Hit that like button and subscribe for more eerie tales, because tonight, we step into the void between sleep and wakefulness. And perhaps, into another dimension. Are you ready to face what lurks in the shadows? Jason had always been a light sleeper. A creak in the floorboards, a gust of wind rattling the window, he'd wake instantly. But this was different. Tonight, he wasn't asleep. And he wasn't awake. He was somewhere in between. His mind stirred before his body did. He could hear the world, the hum of the heater, the distant ticking of his clock. But when he tried to move his fingers, nothing happened. A sharp, numbing stillness pinned him down. Then, he felt it. A presence. Something was in the room, something that shouldn't be there, and then, he heard it. Whispers from the void. Faint, yet unmistakable. Light sleep, or NREM stage 1, is a transitional phase where the brain produces theta waves. It's a state where one can be easily awakened. Some metaphysical theories suggest that entities exist in this in-between state, feeding off the energy of those who are neither fully asleep nor awake. They thrive in the shadows of our consciousness. Share your own sleep paralysis experiences in the comments. Have you ever felt a presence? Was the first time terrifying? We want to hear your stories. Jason's breath shuddered in his chest, each inhale a struggle against the oppressive darkness. The air felt thick, heavy, as if it were alive with unseen forces. Pushes against him. The entire atmosphere had changed. Then, he saw it, lurking in the shadows. At the foot of his bed, just beyond the moonlight's reach, a shape moved, tall, motionless, watching. Jason's heartbeat pounded like a drum. He tried to scream, but his lips wouldn't move. The shadow leaned forward, its presence suffocating, and then, it spoke. A voice. Not with words, but with something deeper, more primal. Something that curled inside his mind like fingers against his skull, probing his deepest fears. "Oh, you see me, don't pretend like you don't," the entity whispers. Jason's stomach twisted into knots. His lungs burned for air, each breath a desperate plea for escape. He had to wake up. But his body was paralyzed by fear. The more he fought, the closer it came. But the entity took a step closer, its presence growing more menacing. "Not yet, my friend. We have some catching up to do. It's been a while since I seen you," said the entity. "I know your deepest fears, Jason. They are mine to command." When the brain perceives a threat, the amygdala triggers a fear response, releasing adrenaline and increasing heart rate, preparing the body for fight or flight. Some metaphysical theories suggest shadow entities are manifestations of our subconscious fears, taking form in the liminal space between sleep and wakefulness, where reality and nightmare blur. Don't forget to subscribe for more chilling tales. Jason fought with everything inside him, his muscles strained, his mind screamed, as if battling an invisible, malevolent force. And for a brief second, his pinky twitched, the shadow recoiled. Its shape rippled, shifting unnaturally like ink spreading through water. Then, it laughed. Not a normal laugh, not human. It was too layered, too deep, too sinister. Like it was laughing from inside his own skull, reverberating through his very being. "Do you think you're the first? I live in the space between, the moment before wakefulness, the second before sleep, the twilight of consciousness. I have always been here. Watching, waiting." Jason's pulse pounded in his ears. During sleep paralysis, the body experiences muscle atonia, a natural state where the muscles are temporarily paralyzed to prevent acting out dreams. But this felt different. More sinister. "You think this is your first time seeing me?" Then, images flashed through Jason's mind, moments he had forgotten. Or perhaps suppressed, times he had woken up feeling watched. Helpless, that strange weight on his chest. crushing, suffocating, that flicker of movement just before he fully opened his eyes. Always there, always lurking, it had always been there, waiting, watching, smiling. Some metaphysical theories suggest that entities feed on fear, drawing energy from the terror they instill in their victims, thriving on it. And then, he saw them, flashes of other people, trapped, lost in the void, their eyes pleading for release. Like this video if you've ever felt a presence in your room. Share your story in the comments below. Jason pushed with everything he had. If he could just move 1 inch, the entity lurched forward, its presence suffocating. Its form split, dissolving into writhing tendrils of black mist, each one reaching out like a predator sensing its prey. It hovered just above his face, its cold breath sending shivers down his spine. The body's fight-or-flight response surged within Jason, adrenaline coursing through his veins. Wake up! But remember, I can follow you into the real world, waiting, watching. Jason gasped, and suddenly, he could move. Some metaphysical theories suggest entities can cross into our reality, feeding on our fear, thriving in our nightmares. Comment if you think Jason will escape, or if the entity will claim another victim. Stay tuned for the next chapter to find out what happens next. Jason's chest heaved. The weight was gone. The entity was gone. But the room felt wrong. Unnaturally wrong. The shadows were too deep, the air too still. It was as if the room itself was holding its breath. His body was awake, but his mind whispered a horrible truth. This wasn't over. Not by a long shot. He turned to check the time. 3:17 a.m. The witching hour. And then, his closet door creaked open. Just a crack. Barely enough to notice. But enough to terrify. Jason's stomach turned to ice. Had it really left? Or was it still lurking? Or was it just hiding? Waiting for the right moment, he glanced down at his arm and saw a mark that wasn't there before. A mark that pulsed with an eerie glow. Sleep paralysis can leave lingering effects such as a sense of dread and hallucinations. But what if it's more than that? Ever awakened to random scratches and bruises after a night of slumber and wondered, how did you get those marks? Some metaphysical theories suggest entities might hide in shadows feeding off fear. Could Jason's entity be one of them? Jason's mark pulsed again, a reminder that the entity might still be near. Watching. Waiting. Share this video if you've ever felt like you weren't alone. Come back for me if you enjoyed this spiritual encounter story, and please be sure to leave your own spiritual encounter story on our website. The link is in the bio. Thank you for watching.